All right. Everyone, please take your seats here at the AI Plus Career Stage. Thank you, everyone, for attending the AI Plus Expo for National Competitiveness. The AI Plus Career Stage Speaker Series begins right now as we meet our first speaker this morning. He is the Vice President for Research and Economic Development at the University of Albany. Please give a warm welcome to Kesh Kesavadas.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, all right, okay. So you all had your second cup of coffee yet? All right. So as the introduction, I'm Kesh Kesavadas. I go by Kesh from University of Albany. And you don't have to really walk too far to see our booth. It's right across. You see that AI Plus symbol, University of Albany. Stop there. You will meet some of my really amazing colleagues who are here throughout the symposium to talk about what we are doing at Albany on AI. But I'm here today to really talk about AI and career. And this is an important topic because as we have been seeing in the last several months, there is lots of anxiety about AI changing the way we do business, the way we work, and things like that. So before I do that, let me just say a few words of University of Albany. If you do not know University of Albany, we are a part of State University of New York, one of the 4 comprehensive centers, as we call it, the 4 main campuses of SUNY. We are based in Albany, and if you ever drive on 87 or 90, you cannot miss it. We are right at the intersection between those two, right in this, and we are the state capital. 23,000 students, and one thing we really take a pride on is the fact that 40% of our undergraduates are underrepresented, and we are the #1 among the SUNY Comprehensive Institute to have such a high diverse population, with 22% of our students coming from the first generation going to college. There are a couple of programs that our campus is very famous for. One is our semiconductor program. Our College of Nanoscience and Engineering is the first college in the country fully focused on semiconductor. And also, we are the first college of emergency preparedness, homeland security, and cybersecurity. It's a mouthful, but we do a lot. And I think everything I'm seeing here is very well aligned with this area. But now let me just put this context on career automation AI, right? And I want to show you this news clips from some historic site. Unemployment is blamed on new machines. The faithful donkey, I mean, it's very funny. And if you look at all of this, and, age of robotics in sight. So, people have been anxious about jobs taking away. And guess which year all the articles are? 1920s, right? 100 years back. So, the worry about automation taking care of the jobs started not now, it started during Industrial Revolution, right? And let me go forward. President deplores the fear of automation, okay? And Chicago Union is worried about automatic elevators like people are worried about automatic cars running on the road and, taking the driver's job. 1950s, and the 60s. President-elect urged to hold conference on unemployment, right? So this keeps going on. And this is Jeremy Rifkin. He has a nice book. If you want to see his latest book, you can go to the bookstore, and I don't know if he's coming to sign or not, but he was in our campus recently. And he said, end of work, and this was the 1990s. But this is not new. However, AI has been made a big impact, and this is from last week. New York Times had this article that some recent graduates, they're thinking the AI job apocalypse is here. And just yesterday, I was watching CNN, and I think, hey, this sort of aligned to my topic tomorrow, so I just took a screenshot of that, where Anthropic's chief executive says that AI can eliminate half of all the entry-level jobs. So it is something to worry about, right? And there are a lot of lots of articles. I just looked at the last month alone, talking about how the Gen Z crowd is really worried about jobs disappearing. Found that 56% of all college seniors are pessimistic about starting a career, and unemployment for the new graduates 5.8. And this is actually true. I have seen a lot of students who would typically be working for tech companies are now saying that those jobs are not coming. Well, so it seems like things are not going well in this field, right? And the reasons is that industry is actually looking for a different breed of people to come up from colleges. And colleges are only slowly adapting to the change in the environment they're looking for. Like, for example, Microsoft says that 30% of the company code is now done by AI. So what does it mean? It means that some of the traditional coding jobs are going. And Bloomberg say that 53% of the market analysts, 60% list sales. I mean, these are huge numbers. You know, some of the jobs that you probably know, HR content creators, financial analysts, media creators, well, these jobs are really changing, right? And here's sort of a snapshot looking at all the industry that's adopting generative AI. And these numbers are big, right? If you look at some of the biggest industry, insurance, banking, software, healthcare, right? People say that, well, even the radiologist jobs can be at risk because a big chunk of what radiologists do on a daily basis, AI can actually do a better job, right? So we see this happening, and this adoption is moving very fast, right? And one interesting thing I want to show you, film production, right? 90% of all the movies made today has some element of AI in that, and they say that even though smaller movies are coming up, but full-fledged movies completely made by AI is already in the works, and you would not know it when it actually comes out in the market. But look at product development, and this is one of the topics I will spend 2 minutes simply because I'm a mechanical engineer myself, and I'm going to talk about what I learned, and if I go into the market today, I probably won't have a job. And I'll tell you why. It's because there are a lot of things are happening. But I will also start by slightly reframing this conversation to say that, well, this is a transition period. You know, it's at the time when word processors came and people did not, people who were typing on those computers, they didn't have a job, right? It's sort of that time of the period. But there are good news, right? Hiring is not actually going down. There are jobs. And this is an interesting news item just from a couple of weeks back talking about, there was a big news. IBM is laying off 8,000 people. I think we all read that. And then a few weeks later, there was a story that, well, IBM is rehiring those people because, well, there are new jobs in the market, right? It's like robots are going to take all the jobs away, but then you need engineers to run the robots. So actually the number of people working in the robotics actually went up, right? But there was a shift in the job, right? AI is actually required by 70%, by 2030. This is a prediction. And also we are seeing that certain rush towards AI is also changing. Like, for example, this Swedish company wanted to put AI into chatbot, and then they went back and rehired people. And this is happening in the healthcare space. People are calling about their health insurance, and I know that because I worked with one of the large healthcare companies in looking at AI chatbot, and they thought the generative AI can take over, but they found out that 90% of the people were completely pissed off with the AI chatbot, and they brought some people back. I'm not saying the people are better, but they see the value of that. But look at the future. We say that every single employee at some point will need to know AI, and this is the prediction, right? So you cannot avoid it. It's like saying that, someone used to joke that the best skill an engineer can have is to know how to use Excel, right? And if you know how to do Excel, you can probably do half of everything you can do in the business. Well, I think in some sense, knowing AI is really important. And AI also has the potential of changing the way we work. So you see all this study, and I think that majority of the college students are aware of this today, whether you're undergraduate or graduate student, that they have to have the basic skills of AI. And I'll talk about what we are doing at Albany as well, but I just want to set the stage here, right? So like I said, mechanical engineering, I'll just take one example. As I said, I spent a lot of time working in aerospace industry, And a lot of what I did was looking at design, looking at simulation, looking at using CAD software, looking at CAD/CAM software to program these machines. You know, there's a whole skill set, hundreds and thousands of people. But this field is completely changing. Today, with the generative AI tools that is coming with this CAD software, you know, you just need to tell what you want, and generative AI is able to give you 100 times better design than someone sitting in front of a CAD software. So what does it mean? Does it mean that mechanical engineering has no value? Well, in some sense, almost every engineering has to think about how you integrate this idea of using generative AI or AI as a whole into the system. And here's an example. This bike frame was completely made by using AI. So think of this. You know, there was a time when I used to teach a course in 3D CAD design. I would give my students projects to do this. They would be spending a whole semester doing it. Well, today you can sit in front of a computer and generate this and give it to me. Did you use ChatGPT? No, it's not ChatGPT. It's generative AI, which is much bigger, can design this bike for you 15 minutes and give you designs you cannot think about. So it's just an example of why AI is making such impact. And this is true about biotechnology, right? There was a time, if you want to be a biotechnology or a bioengineering person, you are doing wet lab. You need to do all the Western blot and Northern blot and all this stuff. But today you're probably sitting in front of a computer and generating like 1 million different versions of a molecule. You're doing drug discovery. You're looking at personalized healthcare. Clinical trials are more and more moving away from people and animal, and AI is actually going to be a very good tool to do clinical trials. And also in the area of biomanufacturing. So AI is there everywhere, right? So if you're a technical person, machine learning to data scientists to natural language processing, computer vision, cybersecurity, all of these areas are fantastic background. And if you have done anything in these areas, I think that you'll get a phone call for an interview at least. And this is what I've seen, right? I can tell you my students, they have PhD in mechanical engineering, but the phone calls they get is because they know how to do transformer modeling or they know something about convolution neural network. It's really not about their mechanical engineering skills. But even if you don't have technical skill, I think 90% of the jobs out there are not technical, is non-technical, right? Like product manager, ethics consultant, right? We have a big ethicist, my friend Jason is sitting right there. He's like, everyone wants him in every panel in the world simply because ethics. Jason, wave your hand. So I'm just saying, agentic engineers and prompt engineers. So there are jobs. So what I'm saying here is that the career for AI is so big that you don't have to be an engineer or a computer scientist because they are actually the people in the back, but people in the front are actually going to be more important. So, you know, if you're an adult, you really need to think about your skills and try to see how AI comes into the picture. You should know how to do reskilling, and domain expertise is still needed, right? AI cannot do everything for you. Like, for example, I said drug discovery, you probably still need a PhD or something in bioengineering to understand drug discovery, right? It's not going to make drugs for you because if you don't know what you're doing, like I have seen coders who sit and code in the back and they don't know the domain and they make up stuff and somebody looks, what did you do? He says, I don't know, I'm just coding, right? It doesn't work, right? So domain expertise is still very important. So now let me talk about Albany. I'll spend the last 5 minutes. We are probably one of the most innovative universities in the country. We have a program called AI Plus. It's a completely comprehensive program. We have invested tremendously on a computing facility, and we have started an institute for AI. And Prabha here, raise your hand, is the director for AI Plus. He runs the institute, and it's a comprehensive program. And we have invested tremendously in a computer. We have one of the largest AI computing in any campus in the country. We also have partnership with NVIDIA, and we are the only university that has a DGX cloud, NVIDIA's DGX cloud. And more recently, with the help of SUNY system, we have started a new college. This new college is focusing on looking at the AI in society, and we do both research and academic affairs, and in the center is the consortium. And Eric is here. Eric is the director of the program, and we are all in that booth. The reason I'm pointing out to them is that if you see them somewhere, stop them and talk to them. But we have a program which I call the Albany model, is to incorporate AI across all academic disciplines. AI Plus program focuses on democratizing AI knowledge. And I think, and I'm very proud that we started this program before ChatGPT came out. And I'll tell you that when we started our AI computing program, people said, why would you want to do that? AI is already done. But when a year later, when ChatGPT was there, people would stop and ask us, how did you start this program before ChatGPT? I said, well, AI has been around for a long time, except that most people woke up after seeing ChatGPT. You know, we want to make sure that no student leave Albany without being equipped with AI. And I can proudly say that we are one of the first 2 universities in the US to have this philosophy, right? And so this has really impacted our campus. We have a comprehensive AI program for undergraduate students. I'll talk a little bit about that. And we are now focusing more on graduate program, and also professional education program that is so much in demand, because as we see almost on a daily basis, we have executives from banks, from government agencies, from private companies approaching us, asking us, hey, we have 2,000 executives. Can you design a program which can make them AI literate? Those kind of programs don't exist. There are generic programs online, and I will tell you that Coursera has some of the great programs. Go there. I myself have taken some of the courses in Coursera. But we are also working on doing something more customized. So this is a 3-course sequence where all the students in the first year, it's a 1-credit course that focuses on the foundational elements of understanding AI, what does an AI data actually mean, and so on and so forth. And then they go on to a second course, it's the concepts, where we go a little more deeper, looking at the more technical foundations. This is where they get more understanding of what large language models mean. You know, why is it important that a good data is required to do good design modeling? And even then, the expectations is not that you're a computer scientist. Like I said, it's comprehensive. You could be doing athletics, biology, zoology, music. Everyone goes through that. And the third course, which is now not fully integrated, and we are expecting this to be launched in fall, is being designed by different colleges and departments. And here, students will get background on a specific area that they are training on, right? So I think that this is where they will get these skills for them to go and do the kind of things that the industry needs today, right? Like I said before, most people today understand AI by Googling, but we want to train AI, students with AI who foundationally understand what a bias in the AI system means, what are the ethical considerations of AI. So our students will be educated in AI, right, in a different way, rather than just finding what they can on Google. And we have also been doing summer internships. There's a program run by SUNY that have last year did 24 students across the campus. And this is something that we are investing more in. I'll talk more about this. Graduate programs are coming online. Just last Friday, we had our first fully fledged MS program in AI and business was launched. And this is the program here. Now, in fact, if someone is interested in doing an MS in bio, contact us. I'll tell you that this program is up and running. And there are also programs in geospatial program, also in big data, and so on and so forth. And some other programs are coming. But the thing I'm most excited about is that today we are actually announcing that the SCSP, the Special Competitive Studies Project, is going to fund $144,000 to create a program for undergraduates. Is Ryan here? He said he may not be there, but if anybody is there from SCSP, I want to thank them. So please let's give a big clap to everybody here. Ryan, thank you. It's a great partnership. And I think that if you look at it, when you enter the program, the very first pavilion is career, AI career. That shows how SCSP understands that for the AI field to be successful and for the national competitive arena, we really need workforce who can do that. And here's the goal. And I'm also proud to say that our College of Society AI will be matching this program. So we are looking at a $300,000 program that will now be looking at student diversity across the campus to do that. And finally, I'll end by saying that we have a program called the PACE, and PACE program is for adult education. And future of AI or not, I will end by saying that uniquely human strength of AI. Don't forget that. Critical thinking, leadership, nuanced judgment, all of this stuff is important. Thank you.